Today we're talking about the new full-frame Lumix S1R camera. All right, welcome back to Capture School down here at Parkwood Studios. I'm here with Scott.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again. Good to be back in the studio.
Good to be anywhere.
Yep. Nice air conditioning down here, nice and cool.
Summer has arrived in Phoenix, people.
Yep.
It's here.
So today we are talking about, we've been testing this all month,
Mhm.
and this is the new Lumix S1R camera. And I know I shot it. You and Susie went and shot the camera and shot images from the camera. So we're going to talk a little bit about the camera and what it can do and where it excels. Lumix's first full-frame camera. Like, look at the size of that sensor in there.
It's right there.
So a little bit about people that don't know about Lumix. The cameras are traditionally micro four thirds. So this is their first kind of hat tip into the full frame market.
I think it's interesting that they skipped APS-C and went straight to full frame, but that's just me. I was very surprised when they went from micro four thirds all the way up to full frame.
I think they need to, because everyone's going full frame now, and that's kind of like the talk of the town. Everyone's like, oh, Sony and this and that. So I think they need to have something in that market.
And thinking about it now, it's interesting because Fuji made a huge jump too. They went from APS-C straight to medium format.
Medium format.
So yeah.
Picture you took of it?
Yeah.
So you took this in the studio and did some product photography and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice looking camera. You know, overall,
oh, absolutely.
The feel of it is it's heavy, but it's got a nice grip on it. You can literally hold it.
Yep, it's nice and deep. Some of the micro four thirds cameras had very shallow grip, hand grips on them. So this is nice.
So sensor, 47.3 megapixels.
They have one that's like a 24 something as well.
So there's a smaller one, but this one, 47.3. So getting close to 50 megapixels, which again, going from micro four thirds to that, you have the two cameras in your bag. That's kind of a good jump there. Cards.
Two of them. So you get an XQD and the old-fashioned SD cards.
Yeah, so the XQD is the newer, faster, bigger, better kind
more
of card.
durable. I actually wrote an article about the differences between them on the Capture School website.
So I know there's a lot of controversy on the two card slots, and I'm glad they did that. You know, all the GH5s, all the other ones we have, all have two card slots with Lumix, and they didn't chimp on like just leave that out.
So we did a photo shoot just recently where you used this camera, and I'd given you a 32 gig XQD card. Yeah. And about halfway through the shoot, you filled it up.
Filled it up, exactly.
So you had an SD card and you were able to keep going.
They're big files.
They're big files.
They take a long time to load at the Lightroom too.
Imagine that.
I'm not used to that. So two card slots, you have backup right away.
Sure.
I actually have a card on my desk that just failed. So everyone's like, oh, you don't need two card slots. It's better to have it. So the other thing, they have a sensor shift technology. You can go to 187 megapixels with this.
So what does it do? Just kind of scoot around?
With most of the sensor shift, it layers it together, so it either moves it or it takes multiple images and then it stitches them in the camera. And I believe with these newer cameras, they have it where you don't have to put it on a tripod all the time. It can figure out motion if something's moving, that it'll take stuff out. Yeah, so on the video, and this isn't marketed strictly as a video camera, it's a 60 frames per second 4K in full frame that you can get out of it as well.
They say that because a lot of them will crop in.
And then the tilty screen, it tilts down, tilts up, and then tilt it out. You need to see it from the side.
But it doesn't flip all the way around for vloggers.
It doesn't flip all the way
around. A lot
of
them don't do that. Everyone gets upset that that company's going out of business because it doesn't flip out. Most of them don't. Some do.
Are you going to buy a $4,800 camera to vlog with?
I think it's too heavy to be vlogging with.
Yeah, you're not. It's not really marketed to that market, so I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah, you guys need
and again, they have the smaller sensor one if you need to know. Still, it's kind of a higher end camera.
Yeah, the vlogger one is still the GH5. Everyone loves that camera. Yeah, we're recording on GH5s right now.
We have 3 GH5s here, and they flip around, and they're smaller, and it works for what you need.
They do.
180 frames per second, FHD video. So a lot of video features in here, but again, this is
180 FPS is fast. I mean, you get some nice slow motion stuff with that.
They just came out with a video version of this camera too. I don't know too much about it, but at the Cinegear conference, they just came out with a video-centric body. So there's 3 bodies in this lineup now.
Okay.
They're not really diving this into the video market. This is more of a photo camera.
Right, and so we were talking earlier before we started recording. You were saying that for you, this camera is more of a studio camera than your GH5s, which you take out to do landscapes, and you do a lot of lightning stuff and start trails and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to go hiking with this. I did that when I shot Canon, and I got rid of it because of the weight. Like, this lens alone we were saying this earlier, but this lens weighs more than the whole G9.
Yeah.
It's just a lens.
Yeah.
Now you add it with the body and maybe another lens, and you're hauling around DSLR weights. So it's really, to me, studio camera, getting out of your car, shooting camera, putting it back in the car, stuff that's close to the road, things like that.
So doing portraits, fashion, product work.
No, well, younger
camera,
people haul this all around, all day long. But for you and I, it's like, I'm not going to carry around 50 pounds of gear anymore. I'll take the GH5 and do a pano. And then
we've done that
and stitch it together,
and it looks great.
It has animal and human focus detection, so you can focus on people's eyes. It'll follow people around. There's a bunch of different focus modes.
It's the thing where a lot of the cameras will only see human faces. Well, this will detect actually animals, which is interesting for the people who do animal photography, portraits, and that kind of. So we know a couple of people that do that, and that would be really cool for them
to follow their eye around.
To follow them, like when they're doing agility and stuff, and get them tack sharp without it focusing behind them.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, focus is important. So you have magnesium body that is important, and I actually talked about this in my B&H talk, is freeze resistant, dust resistant. We live in Arizona, so dust sealed and splash proof. And people take this whole splash and waterproof thing a little bit too far.
It's not an underwater camera.
Like it was downpouring in New York, and people were like, my camera's waterproof. And I'm like, no, I don't think it works that way. It's not meant to have water pouring
incidental
off of it.
Water, yeah.
But it's a robust body.
Yeah.
It's gonna protect you from some of that stuff, but you still don't want to go out.
You pick it up and you start moving, clicking the dials and stuff. It's a well-built camera.
Yeah,
it's not a toy. It's really nice.
So on that same note, weight-wise, this is 36 ounces for the body.
Yep, with batteries.
Now, versus, we're going to put it right next to the G9 here, so you can see size-wise the differences of the two bodies. So when you put them side by side, you can see they're almost identical cameras, but it's a little baby version of it. So 36 versus 23 without the lens. So
it's almost a pound difference.
It's a pound difference. So you're going to go hiking.
Yeah.
Hiking camera, or even a smaller one.
Yeah, this weighs pretty much what that lens did.
Yeah, so hiking camera, studio camera, commercial camera, when weight isn't an issue, and you can put it on a table, put it on a tether table and stuff like that. Yep. So the alliance with Leica and Sigma, this is an LMount now. So this is a Leica LMount that the camera has. So
a lot of people are excited about that.
Oh, it's going to accept 3 different types of lenses right off the bat, and maybe more down the road. So it's going to accept the Lumix lenses, which this is, 24 to 105.
That's the kit lens.
That's the kit lens, which is a great kit lens.
Absolutely.
It's going to have Leica lenses, so you can have a whole lineup of Leica lenses, and then Sigma lenses coming out, I think, at the end of the year. So you'll have those 3 right off the bat, which is important because a lot of cameras don't, like the Micro Four Thirds. There is hardly any Sigma or Tamron lenses for this. There's like 2.
Yeah, they never put
the money into it.
No.
Where right off the bat, Sigma is on board with it. So I can get Olympus lenses and Lumix lenses for this and some other no-name brand like Rokinon, but I can't get too many other brands where they're jumping right in with Sigma.
Which is great.
So I think that's going to help the whole series go forward. Now there's 3 bodies and 3 lens manufacturers. If they're going to fill it up with lenses, people will be able to use it immediately.
6-7 years ago, if you said that Sigma was on board, I was like, big deal, who cares? Sigma in the past few years has really come a long way. I mean, some of the lenses are really heavy, but I own a few of them and they are crazy sharp. They're crazy sharp.
They're sharp lenses. Yeah, they're definitely a big hitter.
Built. Yeah.
All right, and then lens weight. So this is a whole nother video in itself, but the lens weight from a Micro Four Thirds to a full frame. This is what
same focal length range.
Same focal. This is a 12 to 60.
24 to 105.
24 to 105. Lens weight is 24 ounces on a full frame, and then a Micro Four Thirds 12 to 60 can get down as low as 7.4 ounces. So that's really where the difference is of the weight in these. Besides the body weight, it's the lenses can get tiny because the sensor's smaller. So whole nother video that you'd have to do on that, but just to give you comparisons.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a long discussion.
Yep.
Yeah.
So long story short is there's more than one hammer in your toolbox.
Yeah.
If you got to hang a picture, you're not going to go use a sledgehammer. If you got to break concrete, you're not going to use a little ball peen hammer and break concrete. So these are different tools for different people. Even in the line, there's 3 different ones now: a video one, a lower megapixel, and high megapixel. So Lumix is giving you the tools now, where before it was like, hey, buy Micro Four Thirds.
Yeah, the range of cameras is really quite extensive now.
Yeah. So it's another tool. I think it's got its place. I'm likely going to use it here in the studio because I could zoom in on someone's eyeball and see your reflection behind me. So it's got a lot of power.
When we did that shoot we were talking about earlier, you actually said that you were showing me like you're in my pictures. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like in like the catch lights, I could see.
Yeah.
So you know, there's a lot of power here to be able to use this and crop out and stuff, which I can't do in the smaller cameras. So excellent camera. Got to use it for a month. It's going back to B&H now, which is sad. But you know, when I get my own, I'll you know, revisit it and shoot some more with it. But
yeah, do it more in depth.
all right, well, check it out on links below. We have links to B&H there. And if you have more questions, ask us below. If you bought the camera already, let us know, and we'd love to hear what you think of it.
Hit the bell, do the thing.
And we'll see more videos out there. So thanks again. See you next time.
Bye.